shot clock. Albany doesn't recognize it. It's down to one. They have to hoist it up, and misfiring is rolling.
That Vermont defense so good. The pack line, the positioning is right, the help side, and communication, they're all there. And that's what makes them difficult to score against.
Such a team effort, Brooke, as you talked about. There's so many talented players. Not one stands out in terms of the numbers so much, but it's because of the collective effort that they have done what they've done this season. And here it is. They pretty much swept all the awards in the American East Conference this year.
And that's without anyone averaging over 12 points a game. When you look at their stats, there is nothing that jumps out at you to say, oh, well, Traybell Haynes is an obvious player of the year. Anthony Lamb, he's the most athletic guy in this conference. And some could argue, could have made a case. I think you did for player of the year.
Right. He's the rookie of the year. And yeah, probably could have had both if they wanted to do that. But here's Peyton Henson at the free throw line, fouled by Mike Rowley. And it's 7-2 Catamounts. Got a double team, fires it up and in. Two defenders that time of Henson and Traybell Haynes.
Nice strong move for David Nichols to just calculate his balance, really. He started to go off guard there. And then picked that dribble up, strong left hand, and squared his chest to the rim.
First team American East selection as a result. Offensive foul is going to be called on Henson. Crowd not thrilled with the call, obviously, here in Vermont, but the Catamounts lead it 7-4 with their first time out.
Hot start so far for Vermont. Well, I certainly would have thought it would have been from the inside, but instead, Anthony Lamb, you're going to leave him wide open. That's a mistake. Traybell Haynes driving into the post. He's a great kick-out point guard. There's Henson for three.
First ever undefeated season in the America East. It's been a special year. They want to cap it off, though, with an America East Conference Championship. How do you do that, Brooke? Well, you have to have chemistry. You have to be unselfish. And they certainly have it this year, don't they?
Well, they do have it this year. They didn't have it last year. Coach Becker called them out in a press conference. So this year, to fix it, you've got 10 guys from this team living in one house. Yeah, that's right. They all live there. You got to put your name on the milk. You got to put your name on your cereal, because there's no stealing food up in here, okay? Because if I'm living with people, you got to make sure you're contributing, you're cleaning up. I mean, how many different kind of bread do you actually need in the house? But 10 separate bedrooms, so they don't have to share rooms. But my question, I'm sure, was the same. Who's cleaning up in there?
It's that guy right there, 35, Peyton Henson. He's the neat freak, they said. Everything's got to be in order, in line. He's the one that cleans up some stuff.
That would be me. I can't handle a dirty kitchen, dirty bathroom. Nope.
That's definitely me as well.
Everybody's got to chip in.
And I hate it when somebody kind of moves something just to be funny and then tip me off. You know what I mean? They do it on purpose.
Oh, well, that's
they
Willow
know.
Street.
They know. They know that Mike's going to put it back in line. Albany here down by 3 early in this first half. A couple of contested jumpers. Catamounts defensively, too. Talk about the offensive plays by this team. They do it well defensively also. This is Dre Wills who gets inside. He's the defensive player of the year, but showing his offensive skills here.
So far, we've seen Anthony Lamb hit a three. Henson hit some shots. That gives you an idea of how deep this team is. Dre Wills, who is your defensive player of the year, can also put the ball on the floor and drive and finish at the rim. I think it's much harder to prepare for a team that you have 3 or more guys averaging 11 points than you have 1 or 2 all-stars putting up 25.
Cremo.
That's
an offensive foul.
Well, this is from the scouting report. Vermont's defense comes through here. Terrific help side defense. And look at the slide over. Lamb. Well, that's a...
We've seen so many of these calls this season, especially offensive fouls. You have to watch it as the offensive player. No more can you just go, erratic to the basket and plow people over. They are calling a lot of offensive fouls this season.
Head up, chest up. Got to make sure you're not putting your shoulder into defenders or extending that forearm.
5-point lead for the Catamounts. Darren Payne is also in right now, number 12. Here's a 3, though, on the way off that time by Traybell Haynes. Quickly on the run, Campbell, and that is a foul, and it counts. It's a blocking foul, and a chance for the 3-point play. Underneath, it was was Anthony Lamb that tried to take the charge that time, but is called with the ticket.
Let's take a look at this. You see Lamb backtracking, keeping his eye on the ball. Terrific job. That's a close call there, Mike.
It was close. Tried to get in there. I don't know if he was 100% set. Maybe the fans, of course, here think otherwise. There's Devontae Campbell, who was also on the all-defensive team for Albany this season, cans a three-point play.
On the feet in place before the offensive player starts their upward motion. That was as close as I think I've seen a charge call all season.
Anthony Lamb again. Ball tracked down to the corner and saved by Primo, but there's going to be a foul here on Vermont. And the Albany fans love it behind their bench, and head coach Will Brown. This program went Division I in the 99-2000 season. He came in, now it's his 16th season at the helm, began his campaign as an interim head coach in 2001, and ever since then, Brooke has led the program to 5 conference titles, the 5 NCAA tournament appearances. When I spoke to him yesterday, we both kind of talked to the fact that Albany is not phased coming here. They've won on the road. Really, there's no pressure on the Great Danes right now. If you think about it, all the pressure seems like it has to be on Vermont.
Exactly. I mean, they've got the home court advantage, the 20-game win streak. Right now it's time to produce everything you've done in the regular season. Are you going to cap it off here with a win? And Will Brown, great coach, just received a 5-year contract, so he'll be at Albany through the 2021 season. Nice move, nice cutback.
How about it? David Nichols finishing, and we're tied at 9. Now for Vermont. Kick ball here on Primo. How about Albany getting it on the offense, man? What'd you see here?
Well, good read off the give and go from David Nichols. Rush screen, didn't get any help side. Vermont did from Darren Payne on that exchange, and a good job and a good straight cut to the basket from David Nichols.
Albany's on a 5-0 run here to tie this game at 9, 13-20 first half. Oh, nice cut down the lane and a floater by Dre Wills. From Cam Ward on the assist.
It's a great chemistry play there. That's a feel. That's a feel for following your defender, turning around and knowing you've got your teammate trailing behind you for that soft toss of the jump shot.
Anybody can beat you. There's not really one player you should be putting all the defensive attention on, because that's gonna hurt you. Albany inside, foul underneath on the block as Travis Charles worked his way in.
So tie street part of it, right? You just feel Dre Wills coming behind you, so you just give them the keep coming. They keep coming.
Well, that's what they said. For them, they don't feel like they have any subs, just reinforcements. There's 7 players on Vermont that's averaging over 6 points a ball game, and 9 different players have actually led this team in scoring this season.
The 2 best players there, Traybell Haynes and Anthony Lamb, on the bench early. They're getting some breathers. These guys aren't having to put much more than 20-25 minutes in a night.
Travis Charles has had a real nice campaign, top scorer off the bench, and best shooting percentage from the field for this Albany team at 60%. And he puts the Great Danes within 1. Wills again. On the kick, open is Duncan for 3. Counted for Ernie Duncan.
Telling his guys that we need to play a half-court game. We've got to slow Vermont down and force them into sets. Meanwhile, for them to not turn it over and get a shot on every possession is going to give them the best chance to win. And I like what David Nichols is doing. This is a guy that went from 2 points a game as a freshman to now 18 points a game. He is looking for the rim on every possession.
That's a great point. Barely played during his freshman year. 15 games, like you said, averaging under 3 points a ball game. That's a huge step. Duncan. Again on the cut. And a foul here as Dre Wills does it once again. So you have to be ready for that. And the Catamounts will shoot free throws when we return. 2-point lead for Vermont here in Burlington.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball.
Set from the field shooting for Vermont this season. That's good for 5th nationally, and that's to your point. And they're 3 of 6 right now from 3-point range here to start this game as they lead by 2.
Yeah, not something I would have expected to start this game for Vermont. Certainly would have thought they looked to go inside, but Albany gave him that outside shot, and I think that's exactly what John Becker expected. He expected Trey Bell-Haynes to be wide open for three all afternoon. Fortunately for him, the ball is going to the hands of some of the other guys and the better three-point shooters.
Primo comes in for Devontae Campbell for Albany. Trey Wells, the America East Defensive Player of the Year, senior out of Indianapolis.
Now Vermont full pressure, trying to trap. Just a little soft defense here, right? To slow down the offense from Albany, make them start their offense into the 20 and 19-second part of the shot clock.
What's your assessment early here on the Albany offense and their half-court set? So it's a nice drive here by Dallas Enema for 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job. They're staying patient. Fight to get to this point, and Vermont, it seems like a foregone conclusion that they are going to win this tournament. But Albany, as you said, they're not afraid to be here. They know they deserve it, and they're ready to relish in the moment.
Both teams have won 5 American East Conference titles. This will be the 11th time in the last 15 years that it'll either be Vermont or Albany in the NCAA tournament. Rebound, Anthony Lamb. Trey Bell-Haynes out to basket, and he's fouled.
This sure looks like something Tony Parker would do. Watch Trey Bell-Haynes take it full court. Navigate through the defense. Eyes up. He knows where he's going. Could have kicked it out wide to Trent Wells. Instead, finishes the play himself.
Player of the Year in the America East, Trey Bell-Haynes Jr. out of Ontario. 1,000-point scorer for this group. And we said it at the start. It's not about the numbers per se. Guy averages 11 points, 2.5 boards a game. I mean, he does lead this team in assists and steals. And like everybody, seems to do all the little things that have resulted in this undefeated conference season for Vermont and a 20-game win streak.
He's the point guard. He's got to make sure everybody is in position, but it's the chemistry and the communication on this team that really helps him lead that offense. As a point guard, you got to know your guys. They're going to buy into what you're selling, what the coach is selling. There's no issues on this team. No drama, as John Becker likes to say.
David Nichols, ball in his hands. He committed the foul on the defensive end. 10 to shoot. Vermont's on a 7-0 run here. Shot clock down to 5. Nichols. Tough play there. Blocked by Henson and company. And rebounded by Albany. Good shot to Sky, but out with Travis Charles.
This has to be a possession where David Nichols gets his teammates involved in the offense, because this is now 4 times. Nichols is trying to take it to the bucket and he's gotten it blocked.
Can't do it. How about another block by Henson? 5-1 in blocks right now in favor of the Catamounts. And John Becker, his first season, they won the American East Conference Championship. And all they've done is just continue the success. As you see, Wills takes a seat. And the success from when this program really got it going back in the early 2000s. And he's been here for a while as a 5-year assistant under head coach Mike Lonergan. Then he's taken over and now has a chance to bring his team back to the NCAA tournament for the 2nd time under his leadership.
Just like what he had to say yesterday about the way he's coached this team. And they bought in themselves. It's not a lot of correcting or attitude problems that he has to deal with. He comes in, he talks X's and O's, breaking down the defense, and what do we need to do to win? Not, hey, what guys need more minutes. A lot of times coaches have to deal with that. And What a relief. I know coaches across the country are saying, all right, John Becker, what's your secret up here?
On the screen, Dallas Enema launching, no good, rebound Lane. Albany has now missed their last 7 shot attempts from the field. Steidel. Rebound again by Charles. Pretty good Albany contention behind their bench to the far side. And the purple for the Great Danes. They've traveled well here today to see if they can move on to the NCAA tournament. Charles, yes, nice shot.
Huge sigh of relief for the bench from Albany and their inside scoring. Finally showing up. Travis Charles has got to be one of those guys to call for the ball when he knows he's in great position. Has to be the job of David Nichols and Joe Primo to find the big guys and make sure they get a touch.
Now countermounts to the shot clock winding down. Lamb for 3. And you can see Albany deliberate here and taking their time trying to find their best opportunity offensively as well. They don't want to get into like a track meet here.
Right, and with Nichols and Primo on the bench, now it's the job of Anderson to run the offense. And a different look now. Now you got the weave and 2 good takes, 2 good offensive possessions. Campbell with the finish there.
Devontae Campbell, the sophomore from Ontario, and now Albany within 1 as we are just under 5 minutes to play first half. Directing traffic.
That's a good isolation for Lamb.
Lamb one-on-one with Mike Rowley, and Rowley got him and going to tip back out to Trey Bell Haynes. Hand and Ward set the check into the next whistle for the Catamounts. Oh, what a move. He's kind of froze the defender that time, Brook, and drives in for the easy 2.
Well, we saw the last time they ran that play. It was a pick and pop for Lamb for a 3. The defense bid on it. Instead, they left a wide open lane for Trey Bell Haynes to take full advantage. It doesn't take him but a half second to read it and react.
Costa Anderson, there's going to be a foul, though. It's a moving screen. How many of those have we seen this season? You've got to be fully set, and Travis Charles was not. His first foul, and it takes us to a timeout.
Sorry, Mike, here's that play we're talking about. The high roll, high screen. When the defense doesn't react, this is all day long for Trey Bell Haynes. He'll take that and then some.
Hand-cut tomatoes, fresh original dough. You'd expect those from a pizza family. But here's something you didn't see coming. Get a 2-topping pan or large pizza from Papa John's, just $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Good ingredients.
All right, sounds good. So here we go with just 3:50 to play in this first half. Vermont leading 24-21. And with possession and Cam Ward, Mike Corey, Brooke Weisbrod, and so far back and forth here in this first frame. What have you seen now from the Catamounts? What are you looking for them offensively?
Well, they've been trying to get inside and go to Anthony Lamb and keep the ball in his hands. But as we know, Vermont has many weapons. They're just going to keep working through their offense, trying to score in the paint. That's what they do best.
There's Lamb again. Offensive rebound, Darren Payne. 6th Man of the Year award winner in the American East Conference this season. Kick ball with 16 on the shot clock. Are you surprised that it's in the 20s here in this ball game right now, low scoring, or is this what you expected between these teams?
It's a little lower than I expected, but talking with John Becker and Will Brown yesterday, both coaches saying 60, 65, the first 2, it probably wins the game.
Lamb, no call made as they tried to take the charge there. Steyer, maybe a little bit of an acting job, and then they didn't get a foul as Lamb went in. Let's take a look at that again.
Steyer gets low. I like the positioning there. Look at him and Lamb just battling. I don't know about that. Was it acting? That could have been a legit charge.
Well, they didn't
Lamb
call it,
lowered,
yeah.
he lowered his shoulder. Call goes the Catamounts' way. Vermont, that was surprising to me.
Instead, it was Mike Rowley that was involved with the foul, his second. Anthony Lamb has 7 American East Rookie of the Week awards this season, which is the most ever by a UVA rookie. You know, the guy that they got out of Rochester, New York, one of the 4 finalists for the New York State Mr. Basketball as a senior. Talked to John Becker about this, is that there has not been a Division I men's basketball player out of the state of Vermont in 8 years. So it's not like they lose anybody to any other school. They've got to go out and find these players, and they get Lamb, which is a huge find for them out of New York.
Yeah, incredible get, and someone who's just got a bright future here. Loved talking to them yesterday. I said, is this the kind of season you were expecting for yourself? Pretty much, yeah. He knew he had the hard work to get here.
Nice feed by Nichols inside. And a foul as Charles heads to the stripe. Payne with his first foul for Vermont. Travis Charles missed most of last year, had a heart condition. The season was cut short after 9 games played. Now he's really their 6th man, if you will, coming off the bench, their top scorer and best shooter from the field, and connects on the free throws here.
He's done a really good job while Primo and David Nichols both out. Primo without even a field goal attempt this afternoon.
Yeah, that's surprising. 2nd leading scorer for Albany. Number 3 for the Great Danes. They're going to need his services if they want to pull off this upset win. Vermont's won 20 games in a row. Wills. Up to Henson. Nice strong try to the feed to Wills from Ernie Duncan. And that's Vermont at their finest.
Albany defense on the weak side. Got to pay attention when those cutters are coming through. Get in front of your man, so those passes aren't as open.
It's relentless, really. They come from all over. They come from the baseline side. They come from the wing. They come right down the lane at the top. 10-second violation. Devontae Campbell didn't get it over in time.
The defense is stifling, but on offense, look at how well spaced they are. Off the screen and roll. They're going to drive, stay patient, don't lose their dribble. And again, that weak side defense, you got to pay attention, be in help side, and know where your man is at all times.
3 turnovers for the Great Danes, just 1 for the Catamounts here in this first half. Steidel on a kick, and a 3 by Henson. No, and a foul on the rebound. It's going against Darren Payne. 16 fouls now in the Catamounts as we are under 2 minutes to play first half.
David Nichols checked back into the game for Albany. He's got to get the ball inside. I think that's the right way to go for Albany. You don't want to rely totally on Nichols to score. Plus, he's got Dre Wills on it. Best defender in the America East.
A little push off there, crowd side. Not enough for the foul, though, as Nichols gets it for Charles, who gets the inside position in the step for 2.
How about Charles calling for the ball? Aggressive, saying, give it to me. I know I can score inside. It's the confidence you got to have for the big man.
Charles, 7 points behind his teammate Nichols. Right now for the Great Danes, who are within 2. Wills uses his body and couldn't finish with the easy runner in front of the hoop, and Albany's got a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Steyer. Gotta get rid of it. Nichols hits.
Steyer picked up his dribble. He thought he was in trouble, but Nichols was actually able to use him as a screen. Bump Dre Wills. Dre's trying to have a conversation with the official, but not going to get that call.
Timeout Vermont. We will be back. 37.6 remaining. They've been great over the last decade in the America East. Vermont and Albany each with 5 NCAA appearances to their credit. Who is going to the big dance this year? We'll find out. We've got 37.6 seconds to play first half. Mike Corey alongside former Big South Player of the Year and Coastal Carolina Hall of Famer Brooke Weisbrod from Patrick Gymnasium in Burlington, Vermont. Dre Wills, Catamouts, that's going to be a traveling violation, and now Albany here, Brooke, has a chance for the final possession of this first half.
I think David Nichols is going to take that last shot, but I think they should work it in, try to get the best shot they can, do anything to avoid a turnover here. Don't give Vermont a pick six heading into the half.
Devontae Campbell. And that's going to be another moving screen after he handed it off to Nichols, who says, what happened here? And Will Brown thinking the same thing. It's as soon as you hand that ball off, if you want to set a screen, you got to be completely set. Here it is.
This is exactly what Dre Wills was talking to the officials about. I don't see that at all. No way.
I'm giving you the rule of what it states, but there was nothing close to the rule there on that play. That's a bad call.
And a turnover. So it gives Vermont a chance to take the lead heading into the locker room.
And Nichols picks up his second. 10 seconds to play. Catamouts. Lamb on the spin. Still time. And I don't know if that's going to count. The officials say no. And Trey Bell Haynes, they're going to go over to the monitor to take a look and verify it, but I don't think he got it off in time.
All right, Mike, well, tie ball game going into halftime, and Anthony Lamb, terrific footwork, gets the look he wants. Trey Bell Haynes hoping to have enough time to kick it out to Ernie Duncan for that three, and it all runs out.
Nichols with 11 points. Henson with 8 for Vermont as the top scorer. We've reached the break, tied at 27 at the half in the America East Championship game.
Now, this Vermont team shoots 50% as a team.
Good move again inside Devontae Campbell.
Today, Vermont, 32%. So the defense getting stronger by the possession for Albany.
Largest lead for the Gray Danes here in this America East Championship.
Hold on.
And second. And that's a blocking foul. And Steyer picks up 2 in a row. Transfer out of Tulane, made to Henson. Looks unselfish for the Catamouts. And we talked about it earlier about he's a guy that likes to keep everything neat in order with that group of teammates that all live in the same house. You talked about earlier, 10 guys and the camaraderie of this group. That's the wonder that they're on this streak and how much they love playing with each other.
You can't deny it. There's something to be said for almost the entire team living together and being able to work out any issues that might have happened in practice or in a game. They can get through those at home. But the craziest thing is that they said video games all the time. So Trey Bell Haynes, I said, okay, what are you playing? Anything but basketball. Call of Duty, FIFA, whatever, but no NBA 2K.
No. Madden, of course. We've got video game leagues, fantasy football, and basketball commissioners. A lot of fun they have here. 3 minutes gone by, second half. Albany, though, really asserting themselves to begin this second half. Mike Rowley, and the senior from Australia. What's the Great Danes back up for?
Usually a defensive guy. Some quick hands. It's going to be a kick ball. This is what Will Brown was talking about. The lunch pail guys getting involved in the offense. There's Mike Rowley. Taking it off the dribble right to the Vermont defense. I like what Albany's doing. They're not settling for outside shots, not settling for threes. They're trying to take it right to the best defense in the conference.
Lamb is fouled on the baseline. And Steyer gets called for the ticket once again. The American Conference semifinals continue later today here on ESPN2. SMU and UCF, and then Cincinnati and UConn. They'll meet at 5 o'clock Eastern. The championship game in the American is tomorrow at 3:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Well, Andy Katz told me that, UConn's too injured to win the American Athletic Conference. So what say you now, Andy Katz? One step closer.
Right there. What a Will Brown's got a sub up off the bench. Travis Charles, outstanding first half that he had. 7 points, 2 rebounds, and he comes off the bench, and now obviously a good time to get him back in.
So what you lose in defense, you gain in offense with Travis Charles. Remember the first half, he and Nichols worked very well together. Eye contact off the dribble. Charles was big, getting that position, wide stance, saying, give me the ball.
Clutch shot there by Steidel. And Vermont down by 4 here. 3.5 minutes gone by second half. Good up and under by Nichols, and he couldn't quite finish. A fight for the rebound, and Roley's underneath. Got it back up to Nichols, and a wide open 3 now by Primo. Count it.
The extra half second he took to make sure his feet were set to the follow through with a quick answer from Ernie Duncan.
Vermont needed that in a bad way right there, and they were 0 for 4 from the field in this second half until that shot. It's back to a 4-point deficit. They got to get the crowd back into it here as well, too, Brooke.
Well, they brought their own support staff. A lot of fans, they're loud ones, not quite as full as the Vermont fans, but still, Albany's been in this position before. They know how to win championships.
Lamb on the take, and again, unable to finish. And he's had some really good and easy looks at the basket at times this game, and he hasn't been able to get him to go down.
Got to concentrate. He's getting so close to the rim, and he's laying it up short. You got to finish strong, and even with the dunk. Since that first 3-point shot, Lamb seemed out of sorts.
Now Charles on the block. Yeah, he's been special today inside for Albany. Now 9 points for Travis Charles.
With the double flex, running back down the court. Get more confident here. Great backdoor cut. Great backdoor read from Peyton Henson.
Ernie Duncan on the assist. 12 points now for Henson. Primo. Foul on Vermont. Away from the ball, and we've got a timeout with the Great Danes up 4.
Joe Primo, American East All-Conference second team. First shot up, first shot in. The bench loves it too. The extra time Primo takes to knock that 3 down pays off.
Real BK chicken sandwich haters.
The meat is very juicy, very tasty. I don't remember Burger King chicken sandwich tasting this just good.
Because it's the new crispy chicken sandwich, made with 100% white meat seasoned chicken fillet, only at Burger King.
Dylan Brooks, Lowry Markkinen, more of that please. And after this game, you got the MEAC Player of the Year in Patrick Cole, who put up 26 against Ohio State. Watch out for that young man.
And we saw all those teams and those promos are all going to the tournament, but it's one and done with teams like this and the MEAC as well. Just so much excitement. And again here today in Vermont as Dre Wills goes down. He's going to need a little help as the Catamounts get within 2.
Good to see him walking it off. For Vermont, a 20-game win streak isn't going to mean a whole lot unless they get out of here with a win. Certainly headed to postseason play in the NIT no matter what, but see him starting to grab the back of his legs, so you wonder if he just planted wrong or if cramps might start to take effect in a game like this.
Basket by Lamb. Finally, he's going to be thinking, okay, got one in the interior to go down there on the follow for 2. Coming up on 14 minutes left. 2-point game. For the Rights move on to the NCAA tournament. Each team's been to the NCAA 5 times. With wins here in the American East Championship game. Nichols. Wells traps it down and Nichols fouls it.
Yeah, Mike, I didn't like that possession for Albany. Their offense trying to run a weave, coming off a rush screen at the top. But no one turned a hard corner. No one turned and looked to the basket. Instead, they settled for a jump shot.
Vermont hasn't lost since December 21st at number 13 Butler. They lost that game by 12 at the time, number 13 Butler. All 5 of their losses are in non-conference, including to number 20 South Carolina at the time, and they've got the nation's longest win streak on the men's side at 20. Steidel. And rebound by Rowley. This is what these two teams are playing for. The 4th NCAA tournament in the last 5 years, and Albany gets the win here today. Vermont trying to go back for the first time since 2012 when John Becker was in his first season as head coach. Nichols blocked by Trey Bell Haynes. And with 3 on the shot clock, Albany still has possession here.
Nichols came away limping. 3 seconds. You've got enough time to get an inbound pass and a dribble toward the basket.
It's Nichols on a fadeaway and rebounded by Henson. That's twice today. We see down the court.
Right, and you can grab it and take one dribble toward the basket and shoot a floater. That way your body's not pulled away from the basket. Make it too hard on yourself.
Lamb battling again. Charles got the block. And that's going to be a foul. And it will be on Charles. That's a second. And hobbling off a little bit is going to be David Nichols. So let's see. Hopefully he's going to be okay for Albany. He's going to get a breather. And Costa Anderson comes back in, number 1 for the Great Danes. Good show there by Charles to come up for B, and now Trey Bell Haynes into Lamb. They've been all over Lamb in this ball game. Rebound, Primo.
Like the defense from Rowley. He didn't bite on the spin move. In fact, I think he knew it was coming. Stayed straight up, used his chest, and pushed Lamb back. That spin move, he had nothing left but to shoot a fadeaway.
You're going to get Albany a ton of defensive credit there because they said, okay, we're not going to let Lamb beat us, so they forced him into some very tough shots today.
Not scoring a whole lot of paint like you normally see. Joe Primo, got to be the man now. He's got to be the guard with David Nichols out of the game.
Well, he said at no points because he didn't take any shots in the first half, and now he's starting to get in rhythm now at 5 points here in the second frame.
Vermont's defense, but it's been Albany's in the second half. The body up by Rowley forces Anthony Lamb into a tough shot. These guys are +7 on the board, so they're going to get there. And Primo starting to warm up.
Here in Burlington, Vermont, and beyond, worked with us for a number of years, and we go over to the stands, buried in between those fans, and you can see them right there in the top left. That's Copenrath, and on the right there, TJ Sorrentine. And those two, for 4 straight years, TJ Sorrentine was the player of the year in 2002 in the American East, and Copenrath for 3 straight in 03, 04, 05. And that's what got it all started back in the early 2000s here in Vermont.
That's what it's about, building a program. They take time, and they take players and commitment, so it's good to see the guys coming back to support the program. For Albany, they've been in championship positions too, so I'm sure they have a lot of alumni and a lot of support out there watching them today.
What a drive by Peyton Henson, and the Catamounts are within 2. Second straight American East Championship game for Vermont. They lost last year to Stony Brook on the road, 80-74. They go to the CBI. They want to go to the NCAA this year. If they can win this one here at home. Charles doing his best to not let that happen. Travis Charles.
A little risky pass from Joe Primo, but I love Travis Charles stepping to the pass and to the ball. That's something he's done a terrific job of today. Big eye contact, wide stance. He's making it easy for the guards to find him.
He's got 11 points.
That's a charge. Oh, they're going to call it a block.
Now it's going to be on Primo.
Primo can't believe it. He felt like he was in position. fan lower half. So my mistake. That was the right call.
Fight for the ball in the corner here. That's out of bounds. And it's to Albany. It's one of those games, Brooke, where every single possession, and not that it's not important in any game, I mean, even more so today, I mean, just sustained possessions, you know, and the runs, it hasn't been that many runs. It's half-court offense a lot here today.
I feel like every time there's a tie-up, ball's out of bounds, and wondering who it goes to, what team. It feels like that's going to set up the last shot of the game.
Right.
It's got that big of a feel inside this building.
Nichols relocates, misses the three, Lamb for the rebound. Quickly, here's Trey Bell-Haynes. Wild runner as he tried to do it all himself, and the ball is rebounded out to Nichols.
A ton of contact on that play, no call.
Inside Charles, he got pushed to the back by Lamb, and the basket counts as he goes screaming all the way into the Albany bench.
Charles, stay composed. A good heads-up play from David Nichols to keep his composure, and then look, where are my guys? Anthony Lamb just out of position. Gets the shove. That's how you want to be pulled up. The entire bench, that's what it feels like right now for Albany.
Halfway through the second half, and Albany has their largest lead of the day. 6-point advantage in the America East Championship game.
Plays that can help build the momentum for your team here in the second half.
Well, Brooke, they need his 5 for 5 from the field. As you and I are looking at the stats, David Nichols, one of the top players for Albany, against their leading scorer, but he's taken 20 shots. He's 5 of 20. I'd say Charles needs to see it a little bit more, right?
I would agree. I mean, with the lead, they're winning this game, but I just think David Nichols would be better served to keep the big guys involved in the offense, kick it out to Primo, and when he's got his chance to score, go ahead. He's got to think in his mind, he doesn't have to do this all by himself.
The last lead for Vermont was 27-25 late in the first half. Albany's at a 5-0 run now to take their largest lead of this game at 7.
Showing zone, a 3-2 zone, but switch to man in the possession. Vermont struggling to find a shot here.
And on the side of the backboard, as Duncan thought he got fouled, the shot clock is winding down. Again, it's just been stifling defense by Albany here.
One of the most important things John Becker said about his team was to keep them loose and to play that way, but it certainly doesn't feel like it, right? Vermont's, the shots tightening up, the body language, telling you that Albany is taking control of this game.
Yes, they are. Charles just gets called for traveling here, though. And here's the thing. Vermont is not used to being in this situation. Obviously, they've won all their America East Conference games this year, 16-0. First time they've ever done that in history. Just the third America East team to go undefeated in league play. And now they have to play from behind in the biggest game of the season. And Duncan misfires again. Here comes Nichols. High percentage there, and Albany has opened up a 9-point advantage. 13 now for Nichols. Henson. Trey Bell-Haynes. Waiting for that one to go down. Not the case.
Now the 4 of 8 here in this. That's the kind of shot Will Brown, coach at Albany, said that he wants to see Vermont take. He will give Trey Bell-Haynes that 3.
Primo works it in for Charles. Why not? Here comes Lamb on a double team. And it gets blocked. Officials say straight up. Opportunity for the Catamounts. Stagel drains a 3. Big swing there for Vermont. Defensive block and the 3-ball. Rolling Shot clock down to 3. Nichols misses, but underneath Rowley got the offensive rebound.
This is one of the strongest parts of their game. The Great Danes are +7 on the boards for the year. Nice pass.
To the corner, and a wide open 3, and that one no good by Devontae Campbell. Trey Bell Haynes with a spin, and there is a foul. And he'll be shooting free throws when we come back. 6:54 remaining. It's a 6-point lead for Albany, Vermont, trying to get going on the comeback.
It's the hustle, it's the extra pass, it's the extra play, and especially the 50-50 ball. David Nichols picks it up, he finishes in transition. Playing with a lot of energy this afternoon, but Vermont, they're not ready to go away. The catch and shoot 3 from Steidel. 47-41, Albany.
Hello?
Almost didn't recognize you. Sweet new ride.
Thanks.
But you get a promotion? Wait, are you our boss now?
You're the boss. I'm gonna need more vacation days.
Oh, can I call in sick today?
Guys, I don't have that kind of power, but I can park this car with my mind.
Now you're just showing off.
Lease the first ever all-wheel drive Infiniti QX30 crossover at your local Infiniti retailer.
Do you always put cheese and grooves in your sandwich?
Of course, they're chips. Chips plus sandwich equals the perfect lunch.
Oh, don't forget the pickle. It's kind of a big deal.
Cheese and grooves. Chips made with 100% real cheese. Dang right it's a chip.
The pension fund is being dissolved.
Williamsburg famous will liquidate the funds.
These banks destroyed this country. Nothing ever happened to them.
I want to run that back.
Yeah. Let's go get our money back. You know how to handle a gun?
Let's serve like country. He was in the Peace Corps.
We're gonna need the practice run. I got a getaway car. Stop! She's gaining on us.
Look what you did to Cindy. She's looking like a Colombian drug mule.
Going in style. Rated PG-13.
The DQ $5 lunch is now available all day, every day, so I'm training my team to get ready. Entree. Fries.
Drink Sunday.
Todd. You're supposed to say it's all day, Todd.
It's all day? The DQ $5 lunch. Now all day, every day.
Welcome to Dairy Queen.
I'm Doug Kazarian. Just a reminder, we have a MEAC championship game coming up next. Patrick Cole, Conference Player of the Year at NC Central, getting set to face Norfolk State. Both schools looking for their second trip to the big dance. Over on ESPN, top of the hour, De'Aaron Fox and Kentucky getting set to face Alabama in the SEC semis. But let's go back to Burlington with a trip to the dance on the line.
All right, Doug, thanks very much. And that is the case. And don't forget tomorrow, Selection Sunday kicks off at 5:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. He'll reveal the NCAA men's field of 16 as the teams are announced. And at 7, it's bracketology presented by Allstate. Reese and the gang, complete breakdowns of each region. That is tomorrow on Selection Sunday. Catamount fans here at Patrick Gymnasium, sold out. Tickets gone in less than 20 minutes. Hoping to see the Catamounts go back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2012. Albany Brook has other ideas. They've been in this position before. 5-0 in America East title games. 3-0 versus Vermont, and they've won 2 of those 3 on the road right here at Patrick Gym.
They've done it defensively. What they've done in the second half here to make Vermont really work for their shots, especially the inside defense, the block shots. Steyer's come through. He's back in the game after picking up a couple quick fouls. The boards again controlled by Albany. This is a team that rebounds very well, one of the best in the country.
And that doesn't help the cause there. Trey Bell Haynes at the free throw line. This is a team right now for Vermont shooting 32% from the field. And it's Cremo. Timer Steyer doesn't go.
Well, how many close range shots have we seen both teams miss today? A lot of opportunities.
Albany still shooting at 44% from the field. Not bad. Inside Lamb. Fouled. And it's Cremo that's going to pick up the ticket. Lamb will get 2 at the line for the Catamounts. They'll call it actually on Steyer. So Steyer, that'll be his 4th. And Anthony Lamb has struggled a little bit today for Vermont. The Rookie of the year in the American East. They rely so much on him. He's actually their leading scorer, Brooke, with 12.6 a ball game, and here are his numbers today.
He's getting good looks, he's just not finishing them. I wonder what he's thinking to himself as he shoots these free throws. Both in his eyes.
Dominated last game, 24 points in that 33-point win over New Hampshire on Monday night.
Trey Wills back in the game. He had 7 points, 2 assists, 2 big blocks in the first half. But scoreless here in the second.
4-point game. They're coming up on Cremo here, and he just gets it over, and they're going to call Steidel for the foul for Vermont.
We saw that work in the first half for Vermont, forcing Albany into a 10-second backcourt violation. Got so many different looks defensively, waiting for that pack line, and all of a sudden they're going to put some pressure and extend that defense.
Albany has been scoreless over the last 3 minutes. It's been a 5-0 Vermont run. Great gain still on the miss that time. Campbell, but it's tracked down somehow by Rowley.
Will Brown telling those guys, hey, hold up. Let's run a set here. Keep our composure, get the shot that we want.
Nichols, I don't know if that's the shot they wanted. Rebound here by Trey Wills. For Trey Bell Haynes flipping over, and he's fouled. And Vermont's got a chance to cut it to 2.
Well, definitely not the shot you want if you're Albany. David Nichols off balance, trying to ask to get that foul, but I think he's great off the drive, but I think he'd be better served to dish it to an inside guy. And you see what happens if you take a bad shot. A lot of times it's worse than a turnover because it leads to a quick rebound and a run-out opportunity for Vermont.
Been a couple of times like that for the Catamounts where they've had that swing. They got a block on the defensive end. Steidel had hit a 3. Here you get a real ill-advised shot there by Nichols, and you come back and you hope you can make good on the offensive end. Trey Bell Haynes, player of the year in the American East. 74% free throw shooter, and he has now made it a 2-point game.
Coming into this game, Vermont 99 more free throws made than their opponents. They get to the line.
And the crowd starting to rise to their feet here at Patrick Gymnasium. Trouble in the backcourt for Nichols. Rowley gets it over. Five of the shot clock. Campbell. Oh, and he gets bailed out as the clock was almost at 0, and the Catamounts fans furious as he's going to head to the free throw line.
Suffocating defense from Vermont for 29 and a half seconds. But a good job and a ball fake there from Rowley, or excuse me, from Campbell to put himself at the line.
On Nathan Henson. That's his 3rd.
Albany didn't panic in that possession. Did you notice? They stayed cool. Got the ball inside. It was the ball fake. Campbell got the defense off the ground and allowed him to draw contact. What do you do different defensively if you're Vermont? You stay bodied up. You stay straight up and contest.
Everyone
a lot of fans, yeah, a lot of fans feeling like that young lady.
Well, that's
both
the thing.
sides.
In a one-bid league like this here in the American East, you know you'll have a season like Vermont has, 28-5, 16-0 in conference play, 20-game win streak. Yeah, for them, they feel like it's all for naught if you don't win this game.
No doubt.
3-point lead. Albany's first point in the last 3:49. Nice kick out. Here's the 3 for the tie. Counted. Steidel. at 27. Trey Bell Haynes to Steidel, who's hit some huge threes in this one. We're tied again.
These people are real BK chicken sandwich haters.
The meat is very juicy, very tasty. I don't remember a Burger King chicken sandwich tasting this good.
Because it's the new crispy chicken sandwich, made with 100% white meat seasoned chicken filet, only at Burger King.
I joined the Army in July of '98. I did active duty 11 years and 2 in the reserves.
Our 18-year-old was in an accident. When I call USA, it was that voice asking me, "Is your daughter okay?" That's where I felt relief. It actually helped to know that somebody else cared and wanted to make sure that I was okay. That was really great.
We're the Rivera family, and we don't be with USAA for life.
USAA. We know what it means to serve. Call today to talk about your insurance needs. Four distinct driving modes. Dynamic handling. Quicker shifts. Make every car a performance car. This is the ultra-responsive, accurate TLX. This is how we make it. Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
These people are real BK chicken sandwich haters.
The meat is very juicy, very tasty. I don't remember a Burger King chicken sandwich tasting this good.
Because it's the new crispy chicken sandwich, made with 100% white meat seasoned chicken filet, only at Burger King.
We're going to need some fresh new ideas, people, if we're going to take this thing to the next level, all right? Next question.
Yo, what about more classic hip-hop?
This is a ball movie.
Need more soul, baby.
Hold up. What if the Six had more Michael Janelle?
I think he's on to something.
Good looking guy, too.
All tied up here once again, 48-all in the America East Conference Championship. Let's go inside the play. Brooke, what do we have?
Watch the defensive positioning here. You got Primo and you got Nichols to start. But on the pass, there's not enough outside rotation. Primo is going to step down to try and recover for Lamb, but this has got to be Nichols to shoot out in the corner. And Will Brown talking to his guys about, hey, we cannot leave those shooters open. Albany got to recover more quickly on defense. And for Vermont, that was a beautiful looking shot. Exactly the kind of play you want to see.
Well, this place is starting to get into it here now. Patrick Gymnasium in Burlington, Vermont, winner to the NCAA tournament. Last time for Albany was 2015. Last time for Vermont was 2012.
How about this? Vermont looking and showing a 2-3 zone, but it's going to switch back to man.
Primo feeds in Charles, and they like that, and Charles puts him back on top.
Charles needs to get the ball. This man is a perfect 6 for 6 on the afternoon. Excuse me, I think now he's 6 for 7, but either way, that's a high percentage. Give the ball to number 30.
Lamb inside, being hounded by Rowley, and there's a foul. You got to go right back to this guy. I mean, I know it's been a tough afternoon shooting-wise, but you know, he's their rookie of the year, and he's made some plays, and he's their threat inside. They know they can still do it. He's a high-percentage shooter. They're going to take their opportunities when you go to a guy like this and also draw fouls, too.
Lamb's got terrific footwork and composure down in the paint. I love how he readjusts his body when he doesn't get the ball. He moves well without it. It's been a physical game. See, look at the marks on his right arm. That's how you know it's been a good post battle. Post players at Coastal always used to say the same thing. Look at these bruises, these marks on my shoulders and arms. That's how you know I'm working hard.
Lamb certainly doing that. Ties it back up at 50. Rowley gets in for Campbell. Nichols for 3. Lamb skies for the rebound. Monster board from Lamb. Trey Hayes for the lead for the Catamounts. Not there. Nichols has it. Coming up on 3 minutes to go now. Crowd is up and down, Brooke. Up and down. They're on edge here.
So emotional. You really feel it. They're right on top of us, and you can only imagine what it sounds like to those viewers at home.
Charles, as the fans on a foul, no call. Shot clock again down to 5. Primo. And threw it by his teammate as he was caught in a double team.
It's the 7th turnover for Albany this afternoon. Both teams doing a great job of taking care of the ball. Vermont only hurt themselves 3 times, but that's what we expected.
It's a great point. Any Brady type of game here today. 50 all with 2:45 to play. Charles takes a seat.
You have to think that's going to be just for a possession or two. This could be a defense to offense scenario for Will Brown.
We got Greg Steyer back in for Albany.
Steyer had those big blocks to start the second half, so it could be the reason Will Brown put him in. You have to wonder, will Charles come back in on offense for Albany?
Now, who wants to take a shot? That's the thing. Each team, as the possession clock is going down. Trey Hayes can't get the runner, and Primo is fouled from behind. He's on the floor here. He got hit right in the back and on the shoulder.
What a tough kid. You see the fall that he took. Great drive from Hayes. Not enough English on that one. No, Primo got lucky. Got lucky both his ankles didn't go out from underneath him here. That was a scary moment.
Lamb picks up his 4th foul for Vermont.
That's his shooting arm. We'll see how that's affected.
Primo last year was the America East Rookie of the Year and also the 6th man in the league, and now is a second-team selection this time around in his sophomore season. And he misses. There's a 1-and-1 on the 17th foul by Vermont. Catamounts with a trip back to the big dance for the first time in 5 years on the line. Albany's won 3 straight, 13, 14, 50. They want to go back to the tourney. 5 seconds to shoot. And Lamb stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Albany possession under 2 minutes to go.
We've seen this score at 50 for a minute. Neither team able to get over that hump right now. And they're hurting themselves. It's the turnovers, and it's the shots that they don't want again. It's surprising to me to see Charles on the bench.
Sometimes you got a very unselfish team both ways. You wonder who wants to take the shot. And there's going to be a foul, or no, a timeout. Timeout taken by the Great Danes, and they'll have 1 remaining. 1:46 to go. Let's go back to that play by Lamb. Did he step out of bounds here? It's close. No.
That's not
Not
close.
even close at all, actually. Interesting. We'll be back.
Wow.
I'll take a lemonade.
That'll be $2.37.
Your sign says $1.
Yeah, but that doesn't include fees and added taxes.
Fees and added taxes.
They're all listed on your bill.
Are you kidding me?
There's the line access fee, the standing on my lawn fee, the fresh fruit high cost fee, the poison control surcharge.
Don't pay more for taxes and fees. With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included for a limited time. Get 2 lines of unlimited data for $100. All unlimited, all in.
SEC tournament continues later today. Semifinals, we have it for you on ESPN. Kentucky and Alabama. Will Alabama pull off the upset? We'll find out. The 1-5 game and 3-7 with Arkansas and Vanderbilt. Championship tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ESPN. That's in your SEC tournament in Nashville, Tennessee. Here, we're in Burlington, Vermont for the American East Conference Championship between these 2 rivals in Albany and Vermont. They've each won 5 American East championships. For the 11th time in the last 15 years, will be one of these 2 heading to the NCAA tournament. 2 timeouts left for the Catamounts, 1 for the Great Danes. Both teams in the bonus. And the possession arrow favors Vermont if we get a jump. A lot of contact here at midcourt between Nichols and Wills. No calls. The ball gets into Nichols. wants to talk it over. They call a time with 1 remaining now and 1:29 left. All here. Let's take a look at our Tournament Challenge resume, brought to you by Acura. As we look out, the America East has fared in the NCAA tournament. 3 wins in the last 12 seasons. Albany with a win back in 2004. Vermont, the last time they were in the tournament, and we all remember that great win versus Syracuse and TJ Sorrentine and the jumper we showed earlier, who's here in the house for the greats from the Catamounts with Taylor Copenrath and that incredible season they had in 2005 with Tom Brennan at the helm.
Well, you'd have to think both teams have a chance to get a win or two in the NCAA tournament. They got to do more, though, than score 50 points in those games. And this afternoon, terrific defense on both sides. But it's going to be the offense here down the stretch. It's rebounding. It's not burning yourself, not turning the ball over to give yourself a chance to win.
Who do you like here on this offensive possession? What would you do?
I mean, I'd get it down to Lamb and let him work for it, but what I would do is give Trayvell Haynes the ball back. See if he can catch it off the screen for another drive and dish.
Oh, you're right. Lamb is trying to work down the ball against Rowley, and now instead here is Ernie Duncan. Up top for Lamb as he comes up high, works his way in, and he's going to be fouled. And it's on Rowley, who picks up his 4th for Albany. So they started him down low and then worked him up on a drive to the basket.
So he's got that talent. He can come off the screen and grab the ball at the top of the key. And because he's so strong, he can will himself to the basket. He's got that aggressive bounce. Interesting to see him shoot these free throws right after he closes his eyes and opens them. Never seen a player do that before.
Out of Rochester, New York, the true freshman, Rookie of the Year in the America East. Unfazed, really. I mean, you talked about it. He's had some easy buckets, easy looks at the basket at times today. Hasn't quite finished all that much, but has now done it here at the free throw line. He's taken it strong, staying with his game. And a guy who's the leading scorer on this team, you're right, I love that, with the closed eyes, and he puts it up and in. 52-50. This is Vermont's first lead of the second half. To go. Cremo battling in the post, slips through and is fouled. And it's Kurt Steidel. It's called for it. Now it's Cremo's chance. There's some crucial free throws here for Albany. Steyer's back in for Charles. Offensive defensive substitution here. Cremo's battled today, Brooke. I mean, he's their second leading scorer, nowhere close to his average right now. But this is the guy you want to have at the free throw line, that's for sure. Their best free throw shooter. We're tied at 52.
He's had an effect on this game here in the second half. First half, he was nowhere to be found. Didn't even have a field goal attempt.
Vermont was down by 9 in this second half. They're on a 14-5 run over the last 7 minutes, and we are tied here at 52. Clock at 45 seconds. Trayvell Haynes inside, got the basket with a foul. Benson converts.
That's David Nichols on the ground. He's grabbing his knee, trying to get back up and fight through this. Watch the drive. So crafty and creative. Henson, heads up play. I mean, that's a wraparound pass. You have to have amazing vision to see that if you're Trayvell Haynes.
That's why he was the player of the year in the America East. Foul was on Devontae Campbell, his second, and Peyton Henson has been solid from the free throw line today. Puts Vermont up 3. still has a timeout. And they elect to use it here.
That was their last timeout.
Catamounts faithful on their feet. We'll come back for the final 30 seconds, but first, let's check in with Doug in the studio.
Mike, thank you very much. Another ticket on the line to the big dance. Jonathan Wade, first team All-MEAC, Norfolk State, getting set to face NC Central. That's coming up next over on ESPN. Also top of the hour, Bam Adebayo, one of the outstanding freshmen, the Kentucky Cats, getting set to face Alabama SEC semis.
All right, so 30.2 seconds remaining here. 55-52, Brooke. It is Vermont by 3. Albany's out of timeouts. And you've got Nichols, who's their top scorer, and Charles, who's been real money for them inside. You're down 3 to get. You don't really need a three-pointer right here.
I'd take one.
What do you do?
Yeah, I would take the 3. I think you do need it because I don't think you want to foul Vermont, put them back on the line. I think it's time to go for a 3 and crash the glass hard. Primo's the guy you want to see taking it, so he needs to get free off a big screen. To expect him to use, actually Steyer is somebody I would look to use for the screen, but he's a good rebounder. One of the best post players in the game if you're Will Brown.
Campbell gets it in, and here it's Primo. Hands off for Nichols.
Watch him run off screens here.
Primo's got it. Guarded by Steidel. Takes it in. Whistle. Offensive foul.
Primo trying to argue that Vermont was in the charge circle. Let's see if we see the heels touch inside. Not on that angle, but let's take one more look at it. No. Outside of the charge circle. Great call by the officials on that one.
What a job by Peyton Henson to take that charge. Primo's 4th personal foul with just 16.2 seconds to go. And now Albany has to foul here as they're down 3 and Lamb looks to get it in. Oh, dangerous pass. It's intercepted. Here's Nichols for 3 in the tie. No! Nichols wants a foul to no avail. And with 9.1 seconds to go. What a crazy sequence we just saw, Brooke.
Right, Joe Primo was so open in the corner. He had his hands high, calling for the ball. That's what you want to shoot 3. And Nichols trying to do what he does best is make something happen for this team. Take charge.
First off, what is Lamb doing as he tries to go with the length of the floor of the pass? All they've got to do is just get it in. They're going to get fouled, and he throws it away. Let's take a look at what happened here. Here's the charge first by Henson.
Terrific setup. Defensive positioning from Henson. This is what makes Vermont so good. The positioning is there. But the pass from Lamb, I don't know if he lost sight of Rowley or what, but Trayvell Haynes isn't fast enough to get that ball. You see, was open. You also had Campbell, not necessarily a three-point shooter, but it was a better looking shot.
Well, they looked to see if that was deflected, and now there's going to be a foul on Albany. And it's going to be on Nichols. 4th on him. Free throws coming for Vermont, and they can really put the hurt on here as they lead it by 3, knowing 9.1 seconds remaining. Albany's out of timeouts. Automatic 2 shots at the line here for Trayvell Haynes. Nichols is fouled. No, they say that's it. And wait a minute, now they're going to tell everybody to hold up as there was a whistle as Nichols was fouled shooting. And we should have some free throws coming here. The officials discussing it, and they're getting everybody back. It's not over yet. Hold the celebration, they say. Ron Tyberski, Nathan Farrell, and Andrew Myra, our officials. Good call and good job to keep order here because they did have a whistle. Now they're going to go check and make sure that there was still time on the clock when the whistle was blown and that Nichols, who put up the shot, was fouled. It's going to be real tough here, however, but you got to get it right. It's a 4-point game, 56-52.
Okay, and even if he was able to make both of these free throws, there's certainly not enough time to get a steal and a shot. You know, this game's over.
Pretty much over, yeah.
Premature celebration by the arena side. They're going to have to double up once they come back for the second round. Watch this inbound again. He gets the look. I mean, maybe at 0.5 tenths.
Get that.
But how do you...
0.2, 0.3, yeah. I agree with you.
Can you imagine?
Also checking to see if it's a 3 or a 2 in which he was fouled on as well.
Well, it's definitely a 3 now. Had Trayvon Haynes missed both of those free throws, we'd be looking at a very tight situation here.
And I know you got to be crazy, but we've seen crazy things happen. I mean, say this is 3 free throws like we think it is with time still remaining. If there's a foul there with time on the clock, and say he makes it, Vermont can't get the ball in. I mean, they have a timeout, but they're just thinking down the road, and that's why you've got to get this 100% right.
True, but I just think the foul would be called at the very least 0.2 seconds. I mean, that's as much time as it looked to me like they would get back, and that's not enough time to get a shot.
You make 2 free throws. You missed the third one on purpose. Get a tip in. I mean, there are things that could happen. There really is. If there's still time on the clock, and that's what the officials have to figure out. I mean, you feel like he is hit here, Brooke, and you see 0.2 on the clock. Now, you look at the bottom corner, the official now starts to raise his hand
until it's
but
all zeros.
What about the whistle being blown? I mean, that's something you can't tell there, obviously, with just the clock. The whistle was blown, yeah, then he's putting his hand up, but the whistle's blown before that. 0.2 on the clock still, 3 free throws for Albany. He's definitely behind the line. Now, this is going to be interesting to see what they say here. Ron Tyberski looking at the scores table here, telling them there's going to be some time on the clock, it looks like. They are going to put 0.3 seconds back on the clock here. This is not over. David Nichols is going to have 3 free throws. There's going to be 0.3 seconds on the clock. And that's what you need to get a shot off. Now, again, we've thought of a scenario where if he hits the first 2, they can miss on purpose and try to get a tip in. That would be probably your best bet.
I think that's what you have to do.
Send this game to overtime.
That's what you have to do. It's the only way Albany will give themselves enough time to stay in this game. Take one more look at it. Nichols off the screen from Steyer.
All right, so Nathan Farrell just told us here, he said, fouled, shooting the 3, 0.3 seconds remain on the clock, and here is David Nichols, who's an 84% free throw shooter on the season, his first trip to the free throw line here today. Will Brown says, boy, we had a chance here, we had some hope.
Vermont, all they had to do was let the three-point shot go.
complete. Stop them from trying to get the ball in bounds.
You have to get a steal tip in with .3. There's no other scenario that would work.
They miss it, that's it. Let the celebration begin in Burlington, Vermont. The Catamounts are heading back to the NCAA tournament. The 2017 America East Tournament champions. Vermont back to the big dance for the first time since 2012. Coming up right now, the MEAC Championship, Norfolk State and NC Central.
I want to welcome those that watch the America East Championship. Congratulations to the #1 seed Vermont, punching their ticket to the big dance. Same thing here today inside the flush. Kyle Minton, his first points. And North Carolina Central, its first lead. Welcome inside Scope Arena, the MEAC Championship. A #1 versus #2 battle. Stan Luter, Roy Philpott, Champ Week continues on the ESPN networks.
Nice penetration by Central's Eagles. Delvin Dickerson, the post guy, drives, finds an inside basket from Benton. Benton scores a lot of points within 5 or 10 feet of the basket.
Stan, our first look at Jonathan Wade.